Hello, Rob Schaefer here. Today's lesson 3. Why the hell do we need blinking? But before we can talk about blinking, we better talk about sync. And before we talk about sync, we better talk about video. And a nice place to go back to where life is simple, even though this isn't how it started, is VGA. I made a lovely diagram here. Much prettier if I don't scribble it on the screen. If I actually go to my favorite drawing program, Visio, and make it all really pretty. If y'all, and many of you do, I think, work in VGA, you'll recognize this connector. This connector says a lot about why video is so complicated, because this connector is simple, relatively. You got your red pin 1, your green pin 2, your blue pin 3, yeah, and ground, got to have the ground, and then H-sync and V-sync. Wow, simple, done. Problem is, a video is basically 2 wires, and one of them is a ground. So we have to get all that information into 1 wire. See, that's the hard part. And you begin to see it even in the VGA world, where this H-sync will be called composite sync. Really, composite sync. Yeah. They try to get rid of the first pin. Composite sync. So let's go there. Let's talk about sync and composite sync. We'll take our little drawing and put it down here. Okay. Now you could talk about the video system and why it is the way it is. And you could talk about being back on the savannah, or earlier when we were like primates running around eating and being eaten. And if you think about how we scan the horizon. We're either going to get eaten or we're going to get fed by something running along there. So this is very quick. How many birds eat us, you know? And we're going to try to eventually shoot down the birds, but early on, we don't do the shooting down the birds thing well at all. So, and there are no pterodactyls, and so we gaze up to the top, up high, but we don't go, oh shit, oh, shoot. So there's this, well, and frankly, that's how we read and we write. Now, one could imagine we write from left to right so as we don't smear the ink. I don't know. Why do we write from right? Let's not even go there. Let's just say that when it comes time to write stuff down, to get information from here to there and from the past to the future, we start at the upper left and we go carriage return, ding. Anybody know what a carriage return? You're not all young. I treat you like you're all like 15 and some of you are as old as me. So another line, ding, another line. The ding is a little signal, a little message saying, hey, you're at the end, I'll go back. Well, a TV has to do that. A TV, especially in the early days, the TV was an electron beam. They did it all with electrons and beams and heaters and bubbling and high voltages. I hate high voltages. And you'd shoot this beam like an oscilloscope at the front, and the phosphors would glow, and you want to modulate this beam, the brightness of this beam, okay. And you got to scan this beam across, okay. So that's what we do. That's how we get black and white video. We turn a beam off and on. We're going left to right. We got a little ding at the end. So our ding ends up being a sync pulse. Well, in good old VGA, sync had its own pin. Easy. In this modern world, we got to put all that together. So we take a single signal and we put it together. How do we do that? Well, we have the ding, it's from the last line, and the video, ding. That's called the horizontal sync, okay? We've seen this before. Okay, so that's the horizontal, or the horizon, looking for predators and prey and food. That's fine, that's horizontal. Well, as we're writing lines, we read down the page, and at the end, we get to the end of the page. Page break, back up to the top. What's that? Well, it's time to go vertical. Vertical sync. So in the TV set and the camera of old, when you had electron beams being deflected by magnetic fields and such things, both the camera and the TV had to do the same thing. They had to go scan, 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 scan. Well, before we get to the vertical, let's go back to horizontal. Oh, I scanned, my electron beam went over there. I got to shut off because I'm going to zip back the other way. And if I don't shut off, you're going to see the zipping. If anything, it's like going behind the curtain in the back, coming around to the front, and behind the curtain, coming back to the front. So that flyback transformer, that getting back, happens both horizontally and vertically, just to confuse things. So, now we get to the bottom. Now we need another pulse. We need another ding. Except this isn't a ding, this is a don't make typewriter sounds very well. But we need, the vertical sync, which is, you know, like a new page in the typewriter. Okay, cool. Easy when those pulses were just pulses. Pulse, 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 pulse. Easy. And then the H happened a lot more often than the V. So we could draw it this way. We could go pulse, 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 pulse. Then it came for the bottom of the page. Pulse, 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 pulse. So that was the V. And these little guys were the H. They were all the same size, but you get what I'm saying. How are we going to combine those two together? Well, we're going along with pulses. I'll kind of distort them a little for effect. Turns out, the part of the pulse we really care about, this is not unusual, is that edge. Just a boom, just that moment. How fat the pulse is doesn't matter so much as that's head back. Start over. Ding. There's the ding right here. Ding. Okay, fine. We better keep that going. Even when we get to the bottom of the page, we better keep that going. Why? Because that oscillator that's driving the screen better stay kind of stable, because we're going to have a line again. In fact, early, like cheap security type cameras, when it came time to the end, they forgot about H. They go, you know what? I don't need it. It's dark out here. We're at the end. Well, what you would see at the very top of the screen was H trying to figure out what was going on. It would catch up. There's a whip. At the very top of the screen was like, you left me alone, and I'm synced again. Okay? So, but we don't want that to happen. We want those pulses to keep coming. But we also need to have a big pulse, a big vertical pulse. So they play a very interesting trick. They keep these going down pulses the same. All right, so we're going to leave those alone. And the going down pulse, we're going to leave those, okay? What are we going to do in the meantime? We're going to say, I care about that pulse. I care about that pulse. Everything else, I don't care about. So you know what? I'm just going to stay down for a while. I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to stay down for a while. I'm going to, because once again, I care about the pulse that goes down. I'm going to stay down for a while. Well, lo and behold, if you squint, if you zoom way out and squint, we've got embedded in there a big pulse. That is vertical sync. That would happen even in the composite sync of VGA. Okay? So that's the end of the first section. Sync.